I knew something was wrong the moment I stepped into Jericho Hospital that night. It wasn't just the usual smell of antiseptic or the eerie quietness of the halls. There was a heaviness in the air, like the building itself was hiding something. My wife Sarah was in labor and I was doing my best to stay calm, but deep down I was terrified. This was the third time we had come to this hospital, and each time we had left without a baby. Something didn't sit right with me about this place. The delivery seemed to be taking longer than expected. Nurses came and went, their faces strained but polite. Around midnight, Dr. Sam finally came out of the delivery room, his face pale. "I'm sorry," he said, his voice trembling. "We lost the baby." I lost it. I grabbed him by the collar, shaking him as anger and grief consumed me. "You're lying," I shouted. "Bring me my child." His eyes darted around, and I saw something in them I couldn't place, not just fear, but guilt. He stammered something about security, and I let go, sinking to the floor as tears took over. Nurse Abigail came over to comfort me. She was the only one in this hospital who ever seemed to care. "I am so sorry, Mr. James," she said softly. But even as she spoke, her eyes kept darting toward the hallway where Dr. Sam had disappeared. That night, something changed in Nurse Abigail. She told me later that she had been feeling uneasy for a while. Too many patients were dying, yet the hospital never seemed to struggle. People kept coming, desperate for help, and left in body bags. She had always wondered why. As she was leaving that night, she saw something that chilled her to the bone. The door to the underground office, the one only Dr. Sam and his colleague Dr. Raymond were allowed to enter, was slightly open. Abigail's curiosity got the better of her, and she peeked inside. What she saw made her stomach turn. There was a fully equipped laboratory with cages full of rats scurrying around. Vials and syringes littered the tables, along with medical charts filled with disturbing notes. It didn't take her long to realize what was happening. The patients weren't just dying, they were being experimented on. The following week, a young boy, no older than 15, was rushed into the hospital. He had a severe infection but was stable after Nurse Abigail administered treatment. His mother stayed by his side, holding his hand tightly. Abigail couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. She decided to keep a close eye on the boy's room. It was around midnight when she saw Dr. Sam enter the room with a syringe and hand. The boy's mother, alert and suspicious, immediately questioned him. "What's that for?" she demanded. "The nurse already treated my son." Dr. Sam hesitated, stammering out some excuse about additional treatment. But by then, Abigail had arrived. She stared at the syringe in his hand. "I'll help you with that," she said, stepping closer. "No, no, it's fine," he replied, his voice shaky. When he tried to push past her, Abigail screamed. "Security, code silver." Panic overtook Dr. Sam. He tried to run, but the guards were quick. They restrained him as Abigail grabbed the syringe and called for an analysis. The results confirmed her worst fears. The syringe contained an experimental drug. Dr. Sam had been about to use the boy as a test subject. The fallout was swift. An investigation uncovered years of illegal experiments conducted by Dr. Sam and Dr. Raymond. They had been using unsuspecting patients as lab rats, testing unapproved drugs, and covering up their failures as complications. Both doctors were arrested, their medical licenses revoked. The hospital was shut down within weeks. As for Abigail, she became a hero in our community. She had risked everything to expose the truth, and because of her, countless lives were saved. but the scars of Jericho Hospital's horrors remain. I still see Abigail from time to time, and we share a quiet understanding. Some wounds never fully heal, but at least now the darkness that consumed that place is gone. Still, I can't help but wonder how many other hospitals out there hide similar secrets, and how many more people have to suffer before someone like Nurse Abigail steps forward again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.